Hey everyone, welcome to the video that I'll be doing on Bitcoin. I want to give a real quick update, not too long. We talked about this a lot, just in the last 24 hours or so. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time getting into this. But before I get started, of course, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and dive into the chart and take a look and see what we've got in front of us today. All right, so again, this chart hasn't changed. I haven't really changed anything on this. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing that I put on this move right here. So what I want to do is I want to take a look and see, if all of this count is valid. One thing I can see is back here in this general area, things were taking their time, right? Okay, so let me just change this. We don't want the background. Let's see if I can get a good border color on this. Okay, there we go. So we can see this. Back here, things were taking their time. We had 5 waves. It took a while. We had our 3-wave correction. It took a while. And then what we saw right here, this was very violent, a violent move to the downside. Okay, we can see there is, an easy and clear count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the 5. So this looks like it completed. This looks like a 5, 3, 5, okay? What we don't know is, quite yet, what we don't know is if this is an A, B, C, or if this is a 1, 2, 3, okay? So I want to take a look and see where we actually went as far as an extension goes. So I'm going to measure this first move. So from this first wave, I'm going to project it from up here. Okay, so we've got a 1, 2, and in my opinion, we overextended. We had an extension down here, which means we should have an A, B, C into a 4, and then we complete the 5. Okay, the only thing that I don't like about this 4, right? So if this was an A, B, C, this C just happened way too fast. It didn't happen with the duration that I would expect for a move like this. So this is one of the reasons, one of my basis for a move lower. Okay, so I'm going to make some changes to the chart here. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to go from all the way back here. I want to take a look at this from way back where we topped out back here at 74.75. Okay. So what I think could potentially be on the books. All right, I'm gonna remove a lot of this and I'm gonna make some changes to my count, because now that there has been some price action that is on the horizon, I want to kind of show you guys what I'm thinking is actually happening here. Okay, so I'm going to remove all of this, and I'm even going to remove this impulse here. So one thing that we know that this is a 61.8 retrace of wave 3. So this is our wave 3 where it ended up here, and this needs to move up there, okay, for that to be right. We had a good nice reaction off the top here, just an observation. Okay, so what I think is actually happening here, we have, I'm going to remove this. Let me pull up this here. All right, so we've got an A, a B, a C, A, B, C, B, and then we go down here for the C. A, B, C to complete down here. Okay, I'm going to remove this because we know that this is the 61.8 retrace of wave 3. So that is an A, B, C. And inside of that, of course, what we see from the top, we have an A, a B, and then a C. That could also be considered a WXY, if I'm being honest, taking this to a lower degree and changing the color of it so we can see this. Again, I'm just redoing this chart from scratch just to see if I come up to the same conclusion here. And my conclusion being we're probably going to be coming down to this lower down here to about 6,400. I want to see if this supports it, because I think this is probably where we're going. Okay, again, A, B, C into the A. And then from here, we have an A and a B and a C into the B. And then from here, we have an a B, and a C into this C. Okay, let me just change this around a little bit so that it looks a little better. So we're seeing clear 3 waves all the way around. Okay, I'm not going to get too much into the subdivision of these. You know, one thing I can see right here, it's actually pretty clear. We've got something like this going on. We've got this here, and then from down here, we've got this going on here. So a little bit of an extension down below, which kind of invalidates the thought that this might be a wedge. But if you just look at candle closures, you can see lots of clustering and confluence around this line right here going out a ways, right? So you can see it starting back here. But you can see support, resistance, tried to fail, came back up, hit the resistance, support, resistance, fall. Just an observation. One way or another, we have a 1, 2, 3. Down to here, we have a 1, 2, 3 up. Then we have a long wave A, a pullback to wave B, and then a push down to complete wave C. From here, we've got what I now think is an A and a B and a C up there. From up here, I'm just thinking about this really quick. All right, so we know we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the A. A, B. See, this is where things get a little hard to get the subdivision right in this. So it's clear, and I apologize, and again, I don't do any of this ahead of time, right? I'm redrawing this from scratch, trying to look at this from a pure view, okay? So what I see here, it's pretty clear we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 right there. So that's a 5 into an A. So we got from up here, we have an A, 5, and then we should be coming down for the B, and then we can come up to the C. So this is why I think that we have lower to go. It's hard to get a good resolution on this. Because from the A, working ourselves down into the B, it's not clear. You know, what is kind of clear is that we have a little bit of an expansion here. So we have an A and a B, and then we come down for the C, but it usually doesn't come down this low. This is the whole reason why I'm skeptical of this move down to go further. What I can see from up here, okay, because you can't get a 5 here. You can't get a 5 down here into the A. But I definitely see an ABC, B, C up here. So I see an ABC up here into this B. But I can't ignore this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't ignore what I see right here. I can't ignore 5 waves there. And if I drill down into this, let's look and see if we have any overlap down here. So if I take a look at this, looking right here, right there, working our way over, there's no overlap there. So this is still valid. This is still a valid impulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the subdivision here, after the 1, A, B, C, B, A, B, C into the 2, 1, 2, you know, probably if I drill down into a 5-minute chart, I can pull out this 3. But still, you have an A, a B, C into the 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can pull that out. So you've got 5 waves there. All right. So now that I know we've got 5 waves down, do we have 3 waves up? And I do believe we do. I believe we have 3 waves up. So from right here, we've got A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, and then A, B, C into the C, of course, on a lower degree. So the question that we're always faced with, is this an A, B, C, or is this a 1, a 2, and then a 3? That's the question. And is it done? Is it done? Because it would be very easy for me to say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down here, so it would look a little something like this. This is what bulls want to see from down here. 1, 2. They want to see this being the 3, this being the 4, and this being the 5. That's what the bulls want. I'm not ready to admit that yet. I'm not ready to admit that that's what's going to happen. I'm going to call this my red count. Okay, because what I actually think is happening here, I actually think we're not done with this yet. I really don't think we're done, right? So I still say we've got a 1, 2, right? From up here, I still say we've got a 1, a 2, and then I think the 3 comes down here. We go up for the 4, and then we go down for the 5. I'm going to call this my green count. The green count is what I'm going to be really expecting to happen. The green is the primary, the red is the secondary, okay? So off of this high, moving down to finish off this C, I'm going to remove this B for right now, because really we're working on finishing this last move down here. We have the A, B, and then we're finishing off the C. So we've got two options that we have in front of us here. So from this 2, the green 2, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at a 1, a 2, this being the 3 still, this being a 4, this being a 5 of a smaller degree, right? But then I'm looking at a 1, 2, or rather an ABC. And this ABC technically would be complete. So we have an ABC into the A, ABC into the B, and then we have an A, B, C into the C up here. Then we go down for the 3. Okay, so we should be starting this move down to the 3 any time now. We should be starting that last move down. We're still getting a little bit of resistance here at this line. I really am expecting this move to come down here to this lower. I am expecting that to happen, and I might be wrong here, but I really am expecting us to go down. You know, I'm taking a look at the oscillators. I'm taking a look at the indicators. The 15-minute, that's the green line here. Okay? The 15-minute looks like it wants to go down. Let me take a look at the 30. The 30-minute here, looks like we're starting to create a little bit of a top without the indicators even popping up. 15-minute looks like it wants to go down. Like the 3-hour looks like it wants to cross up. There's no doubt about that. The hourly has, you know, we've already passed our buy zone that was down here at the 6,800 level, right? So the indicator called the bottom down here. But, you know, we're going up for the ABC, and we're getting these rejections here still. The higher the time frame you go, the clearer this trend line looks to be resistance. So I still think that we come down here to this lower. I really do. I'm looking at 6,600. That is the number that's really kind of glaring at me right now. You know, we're struggling at 6,900. We're struggling to close above 6,900. We really haven't been able to ever since we broke down back here on April 20th. So I think we still go down. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go for right now. We'll get back and take a look at this later. Take care, everyone.